welcome back to part 2 of my ranking metal subgenres. Now, I want to say right now, this is more than likely the last video I'm going to be doing on this. I missed a ton of subgenres off my last video, and a lot of you let me know about it, that's for sure. I did ask you guys in a post as well for your help, so thank you for that. One thing that became abundantly clear to me, however, when I was going through a lot of this stuff, is how little I give a fuck actually about a lot of this stuff. It's there's almost a part of me that's proud that I don't know all of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, actually, that's just reminded me, people. That's just reminded me. I need to add a row below. Don't know. Okay, so there we go, people. Yeah, I'm almost proud to say that there are quite a lot of these that I don't know, and I kind of really don't give a shit. I love metal as a whole. I said in last week's video, there are bands that I love in all of these subgenres. I mean, this is not the intro that you were probably expecting. I'm supposed to be enthusiastic about this. I'm fucking annoyed. Fucking nerd shit. Anyway, there's a couple of things that I need to change from last week's video. A couple of things that I need to change the ranking of. I put death metal and black metal in A tier. My reasoning being that I've only really grasped these subgenres over the last 4 or 5 years. However, I think with retrospect, industrial death metal, that's not the right one. It should be industrial metal. Good. See, I'm getting confused already with the fucking hell. I remade a tier list, by the way. The one that I used last week was somebody else's, so this week I've actually put my own stuff together. So here we have all the stuff that I had from last week. I've included groove metal at the top, which was omitted from the last one. I'm getting fucking stressed. Anyway, what I was going to say is death metal and black metal, I think I should be putting way up in S tier. And to be honest with you, I'm going to be putting them right behind groove metal. And ahead of everything else, because I really do enjoy listening to those subgenres now. I've really grasped them now, so it's good. And you know what, grindcore I'm going to put up in S tier as well. I think I'll put grindcore at the end of S tier. But all right, so that's last week's stuff. I'll put a proper I'll put a proper screenshot of this at the end of the video so that you can actually have a look at all of this properly. Anyway, the first one that I want to get into, which is a glaring omission from last week's ranking, is hardcore. Now, a lot of people mentioned hardcore, and there was also a lot of people arguing against it because it's a subgenre of punk. I completely disagree. Not only does hardcore use a lot of metallic elements, but hardcore has also been incredibly influential on a lot of metal bands ever since. Breakdowns, etc. All the bands with core, obviously, at the end of their subgenre name, are incredibly influenced by hardcore. When you really do start getting into the hardcore scene and really delving into the music, you hear so much of what is going on in hardcore in so much other metal. So, without a shadow of a doubt, hardcore for me goes right behind groove metal for me. Right in second place on S tier. I mean, pretty much anything in S tier I think is just fucking great. Hardcore is by far one of my favourite subgenres. I fucking love hardcore. And I can't believe I left it off. Like I said, a lot of people are arguing about, well, no, it's a punk subgenre. Yes, it is, but it has such an importance in metal. And I think that leads us on quite nicely, actually, to crossover. I am going to go back to doing this alphabetically afterwards, but it kind of makes sense to go from hardcore to crossover, because this is where we get into hardcore and thrash. Thrash is indeed actually a mix of the new wave of British heavy metal sort of stylings, along with the punk and hardcore elements, that sort of faster, thrashier stuff. So, definitely has its influence. Bands that stand out for this are bands like Suicidal Tendencies, Carnivore, which was Peter Steele's band before Typo Negative. I love Carnivore. Retaliation, if you haven't heard the Retaliation album, my God, what are you doing? That's so damn good. Did I mention Suicidal Tendencies? I think I just did. Cro-Mags, Agnostic Front, bands like this. They started out as hardcore, and some of their later albums took on much more of a metallic edge, and we got that sort of thrashier side of it. DRI would be a good example of it as well. I'm also going to put crossover in S tier, and I'm going to put it at the back, because it's not something that I go out of my way to listen to necessarily, but when I do, it's just so damn good. I mean, it's worth being an S tier for Carnivore alone. God damn, I love that band. Anyway, now let's go back to going through alphabetical shite. Atmospheric black metal. The reason I was getting frustrated on the build up to this video is because we start getting into the real kind of more nuanced side of subgenres. You have subgenres, and then we start having subgenres of subgenres. And I don't really know where it's going to end. Do you know what I mean? So that's why there's no doubt in my mind that a lot of you are going to fucking whinge that I haven't included something. But anyway, atmospheric black metal. I'm going to go with this one because I do enjoy this. Now, not only have I really started getting into black metal, but I'd say atmospheric black metal in particular is the stuff that's really grabbed my soul. You know, is that good? Passage de Hiver, I've mentioned that artist many times. Bertram, I guess you could put in this category. Agalok, who else have we got? Alcest. I really enjoy atmospheric black metal. This is also going to go up in S tier, and I guess if I kind of like this particular style of black metal, then I guess I kind of have to put it above black metal. No, we'll put it behind black metal. I like black metal as a whole, and then atmospheric black. See, this is how fucking frustrating it can get. Avant Garde metal we've got up next. I think this is kind of more like art metal, experimental metal. So this, I'll be straight up. This is one of those subgenres where if somebody asked me to name some bands, I wouldn't think about it. But looking at some of this, it makes sense. Gorguts, Mr. Bungle, Phantomos, Celtic Frost, Meshuggah, Animals as Leaders are in there. Syphilic Carnage, Zeal and Ardor. So I get the idea. I guess this is bands who are maybe pushing, doing more extreme stuff, but pushing the boundaries a little more, bringing a lot more outside influences. I would put Avant Garde in A. I'll put it behind post metal because I think this is important. This is one of those sort of subgenres, I guess, that kind of pushes the boundaries, and this sort of seems like a subgenre of influence. You know what I mean? A subgenre where a lot of the artists from this inspire other artists to do other sort of kinky shit. Battle metal is up next. I gotta admit, I'm a little bit, what's classed as battle metal? I know Viking metal. And this is where I'm getting into the annoying shit. Is war metal and battle metal the same thing? Do you know what I mean? Is it the same shit? Okay, I'm going to put my hands up. Battle metal for me is like I'm not totally. Again, I'm not necessarily ashamed of this either way. There's a part of me that's kind of proud that I don't know this sort of stuff. Battle metal, I'm going to put in don't know. Is it the same as Viking metal? Is it its own thing? Is it a derivative of black metal? This is where it fucking annoys me. Black Gaze is up next. I guess this is bands like Death Heaven, etc. That kind of meld of black metal with the shoegaze sort of form of bands. I'm kind of partial to a bit of this. I don't mind it. Death Heaven's new album's fucking great, actually, by the way. I really enjoyed it a lot. So Black Gaze. I mean, I'll put this, I'd say it has its place. I put this in B tier. So decent enough, enjoyable, but not something I necessarily go out of my way to listen to all of the time. Next up we have Blackened Death metal, which is of course black metal with a hint of the death. Doesn't it all? Doesn't all black metal have a hint of death? A lot of death. So I guess bands in this one, Behemoth, is it Akakok or Akakoki? I never fucking know. Ekikook. I kind of dug some of their albums actually. Necrophobic, Anonathrak, love Anonathrak, Sarcophago. Blackened Death. I put Blackened Death sort of with Black Gaze. It's fun. Let's start getting into some stuff that I'm actually a bit more aware of. So brutal death metal, bands like Dying Fetus, fucking love Dying Fetus, Cryptopsy, Suffocation, love Suffocation. Nile are put in there as brutal death metal. Cattle Decap, of course, saw them a couple of months ago. Fucking incredible. Decapitonal. I do enjoy brutal death metal. I'll put brutal death metal up top with behind. Well, you can see it at the end. I'm putting it in S tier. I fucking enjoy it. Christian metal. I never really listened to a lot of Christian metal. I'm guessing we're talking like Striper. I've got nothing against the Stripe. I was actually in Spain many years ago. Me and a friend, Simon Denock, we were there to see Down. I can't remember the place we were seeing, but the hotel we were staying at, Striper, we're actually staying at. We had a little chat with them down there. Well, I did. I didn't actually see them, but apparently they were very, very nice people. I can imagine that they were. I can honestly say I've never really listened to a huge amount of Christian metal. I've got nothing against it. I'm putting this one in don't know. I don't want to talk shit about something that I'm not really knowledgeable about. Next up we have drone metal, and I do enjoy me some drone. Sun, Earth, Jesu, Boris, Melvins, Bong Ripper. I fucking love Bong Ripper. Ufamamut. I fucking love Ufamamut. Aren't they from Spain or something? I can't remember. Did some great albums. Ohm, of course. What's his name from Sleep? Author and Punisher. Yeah, I'm going to put drone in S tier. I'll put it at the back of S tier. But I do enjoy me some drone. Now we get into DSBM, or Depressive, Suicidal Black Metal. Black metal and atmospheric black metal I've really explored quite a lot at this point. A lot of these bands aren't really screaming out to me. So I'm going to put this one in don't know. So the don't know is, I suppose, need to listen to more, I guess. I'm not doing very well on this one, am I? Emo metal we've got up next. I don't mind some of this sort of stuff. I know this is quite an easy one to talk shit on, but so we got Deftones, we got Glassjaw, My Chemical Romance. My Chemical Romance did some fucking great stuff. Bullet for My Valentine, never been a fan. Fall Out Boy, no, not really my sort of thing. Avenged, I put in there. Bring Me the Horizon, The Used, Under Oath. Now that I'm looking at it though, a lot of these bands don't really speak to me that much. This is one of those ones, again, there are bands here that I do like. Like I said, My Chemical Romance, I thought they did some banging stuff. I don't mind Black Veil Brides. I think, what's his name there? Is it Andy Biersack? I think he's actually I kind of like his attitude. He's got a real fuck you, so what, I'm successful, you're just a jealous bitch type of attitude. But having said that, I'm going to put emo metal in C tier. Funeral Doom we've got up next. So we've got stuff like Bell Witch, Ahab. I guess Ahab would be in there. Ahab are fucking great if they can be classed as Funeral Doom. This is probably another subgenre that I could really do with exploring more, to be honest. So yeah, rather than me trying to pretend I know something I don't, let's put Funeral Doom in don't know as more to be explored. Next up, funk metal. So this would be bands like Faith No More, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Suicidal. I suppose more actual. What was the other fucking one? Not Suicidal Tendencies. The crossover. The other fucking band. Infectious Grooves. Korn, I guess you could put in there. Rage Against the Machine, put in there. Maximum the Hormone. I enjoy Maximum the Hormone. I could definitely see them being in there. Stuff like Alien had some real fucking great funk stuff in there. Funk metal, I don't mind. Faith No More are one of my favourite bands, but Faith No More is quite an odd one to have in funk metal because there's so much more than that. Primus, of course, is fucking funk metal. How could I not talk about Primus? I did get Primus in there, so fuck you. Yeah, Faith No More is so much more than funk metal. That's kind of very limiting genre, I think, to put them in. So I mean, funk metal as a whole I would probably put in B tier. I don't mind it. I do like a lot of the bands, but a lot of the bands that are mentioned in the funk metal genre, so Faith No More, Suicidal, Mr. Bungle, Maximum the Hormone, bands like that, Primus as well, I've mentioned Primus again, they are so much more than that. It's definitely a part of their sound, but they got so much more going on, so much more experimental shit going on that I wouldn't class them as just funk metal. That seems very limiting to me. Glam metal, that's quite an interesting one. So of course Motley Crue, Warrant, Rat, Poison, all sorts of bands like that. Glam's an interesting one. I don't hate it. It's not something I'll rush out to go listen to at all. I'm going to put glam metal in C tier. We'll put it at the back of C tier. I don't hate glam metal by any means. And ironically enough, I probably listen to glam metal above symphonic power and folk metal. So, and I'm very sorry to a lot of you out there who I know that a lot of you were offended that I put those subgenres so low, but I'm just being me, people. Next up, we have Gothic metal. Now, Gothic metal, hardcore, and sludge metal, which were the ones that all of you were most incensed about that I didn't include on the last list, and rightly fucking so. Gothic metal, I love Gothic metal. Typo Negative, as many of you will know, is one of my favourite bands of all fucking time. But let's go through some of the other stuff. Paradise Lost, I fucking love. Moonspell are a great band. Lacuna Coil, I do like a lot of their stuff. My Dying Bride, incredible band. Within Temptation, not so much for me. Him, I never got into Him, you know what I mean? I've got nothing against Him, but yeah, just one of those bands that never really kind of clicked with me. Nightwish, I think that would be more like symphonic. I think I guess again, this is the problem when you get into subgenres. There's so much crossover between so many different subgenres as well. Anathema, Fields of the Nephilim. I do love me some Gothic, and I'm going to put Gothic right at the top of. No, actually, fuck it. I'm putting Goth metal in S tier. I fucking love Goth metal. Horror metal we've got up next. If you're talking about the Misfits and stuff like that, I fucking love. Gravediggers is in there. That's not metal, is it? Got nothing against Gravediggers, though. I like me some old hippity hop. Give me some input as to what horror metal is. I'm going to put horror metal in Don't Know. I mean, if it's stuff like Misfits, etc., then, you know, I'm down with that sort of stuff. But, you know, that's fine. Industrial death metal. Is that really, like, a big... I'm just putting that in Don't Know. I'm getting fed up with some of this shit. Mathcore. Okay, Mathcore. I guess that's more stuff like Dillinger Escape Plan, Today is the Day. A lot of Mathcore is kind of much like post-metal as well, you know. I mean, I guess there's a crossover. I guess Mathcore is a crossover of post-metal, gent, you know, all those sorts of bands, a bit more of the complex stuff. I do like a lot of Mathcore. Like I said, I'll put Mathcore in A right at the end. There's a lot of similarities between Mathcore and post-metal, I find. Neoclassical metal, so this is like Symphony X, Stratovarius, Cacophony, bands like this. I'll be brutally honest. This to me is kind of no. I'm gonna put that in D metal. It doesn't really. It doesn't do anything for me, I'm sorry. It does very, very little for me. Makes me limp. Okay, so this is an interesting one we've got up next. Proto heavy metal. So this would be stuff like Blue Cheer, Grand Funk Railroad, Budgie, Stooges are put in now, I guess so. Zeppelin, Cream, you know, I guess this is just classic hard rock, really, isn't it? I mean, I do fucking love a lot of these bands. So Lord Baltimore, Black Sabbath would... I mean... Technically, Black Sabbath is a proto-heavy metal band, even though they were the originators of heavy metal as we know it when they first come out. So, the camera just overheated, I need to get a move on. However, one thing that did turn up while I was letting it cool down, I've actually just got this Choosing Death by Albert Mudrian. The Improbable History of Death Metal and Grindcore. So it would have been probably handy if I'd have had this before doing this, wouldn't it, really? But anyway, so some real nerd shit for you there. I'll be reading that soon, I can guarantee. Anyway, let's get the fuck on with it. Proto-heavy metal bands. I guess it's more sort of your traditional sort of hard rock bands with a heavier side to them. I'm going to have to put this in S tier. I do love my proto-heavy metal. Slam metal. What would be slam metal bands? I mean, my instinct in this is that it's going to go pretty fucking low. This is all the pig voices and the burping kind of shit, which doesn't really do much for me, I'll be honest. Now, it took me a long time to get into death and black metal, primarily because of the vocals. I've really, really grasped those now. I really understand them. I feel it. Slam, no. I'm going to put slam metal in D. I'll put it at the top of D. I can fuck right off. Sludge metal, glaring omission from last one. I fucking love sludge metal. This is going in S tier. I'm actually going to put it above thrash. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to put it... Actually, I'm going to put sludge right near the top. Acid Bath, Melvins, Mastodon, early stuff. Crowbar, of course, fucking incredible. Again, there's a crossover, I guess, between sludge and drone and doom. You know, it's all that slow, drawn out sort of, you know, awesomeness. Same with doom metal, really. Did I say doom metal? I probably did. I've just realised as well, I've got doom metal in B tier, which makes no sense. That has to go up to S tier in front of with doom. Why the fuck was that there? What was I thinking last week? Oh, god damn, I'm a fucking idiot. I really am. Where was I? What was I just talking about now? Sludge. Yeah, High on Fire. I mean, Iron Monkey. Fuck me, Iron Monkey were a great band. They still are, actually. Iron Monkey are fucking great. Yeah, I love sludge metal. Fucking amazing. Speed metal. This was the precursor to thrash. I do enjoy a lot of speed metal, but not quite as much as thrash. I'm going to put it in B tier, if I'm quite honest with you. I'm sure a lot of you will have that in. Yeah. I'll put it in there. Stoner metal, High on Fire, Caius, Electric Wizard, damn, they did some good stuff. Black Sabbath, you can include in there. Sleep, Bongzilla, Weed Eater, you know. Again, a lot of this stuff kind of falls. It's going to go up in S tier for me, but it's kind of, we're really getting into that point where it's just, a lot of this is just overlapping. Camera overheated again. This is the problem when you're recording in 4K and we're getting into the hotter months, so let's get the fuck on with this. Technical death metal, so I guess this is bands like Archspire. Death, of course, would be the originators. Not only some would say the originators death metal, but they originated technical death metal as well. Spawn of Possession, Nile, I guess you could put in there. Gorguts, Suffocation. Oh, God. I enjoy technical death metal. I don't enjoy it as much as regular death metal. Again, sometimes the over-technicality can take me out of it a little. I'll put it in B tier, behind Blackened Death. I do enjoy technical death metal, but like I said, sometimes it can get a bit, you know, alright, fuck off. Okay, so this next one, I have to confess, is one that I'd not actually heard of before. Thall metal. I don't know if it's Thall or Thall or what, but apparently I think this is something to do with a heavier version of gent music. So this is definitely going to have to go in the don't know for me. Gent's more evil younger brother is what this has been classed as. So complex rhythms, dissonant chords. I'd imagine, I don't know enough of this to really actually comment on it too much, even though I fucking am. So this is going to have to go in don't know. But I mean, gent is something that I do enjoy sometimes, but I'm not a huge fan of gent, so that's one that I'm really going to have to look into. Yeah, that one I'm really not too sure about. Thall. I really am getting an old cunt, and there's certain genres that I'm missing out on now, so I'm going to have to check that out. Lastly on this list, and I have no doubt there'll be people fucking moaning, there'll be, you know, that I've missed out on so many. I really don't think I'll be doing another one for this, unless of course it gets tens of thousands of views, in which case I am a clickbait whore and I will do another one. So if you want another one, make sure you share the damn thing everywhere and see what goes on. So yeah, Viking metal, I guess this would be stuff like Amon Amarth, Bathory, Tarissus, is that what it is? This isn't a go-to for me, but I don't mind it. I mean, I don't mind a bit of Amon Amarth every now and then, you know what I mean? It's kind of cool when you want to fuck shit up, or just, you know, just have a good workout. It's a nice walk. You can just have a nice walk. Yeah, Viking metal, it's got its place, but I'll put it in C tier. Above, I'll put it at the top of C tier. How about that? Right, okay, so before this damn camera overheats again, I'm going to have to call it quits there. Once again, no doubt I've missed tons of subgenres. I'm getting to the point where I genuinely don't give a shit. I found quite a lot of this frustrating because so many of as I've pointed out in many of this, so many of the subgenres that I've been going through could easily fit into other subgenres. I understand the differences, I understand the subtle nuances, but it's kind of like, ugh, fuck off. It's not the attitude, is it? You don't get this from other metal YouTubers though, do you? Do you know what I mean? I'm happy to say that I don't know a lot of this stuff. I'm happy with that. I've got stuff going on in life. I don't need to know this shit. Even though I did just get that. Oh God, I'm full of shit, and I. Well, on that bombshell, I've got a lot to think about. See you later. I'm asking myself all sorts of questions.